now you are presenting a research that's ongoing. Not talk about so much technology and fascinating things that you are talking for. It's much more a challenge to stay together with people, and in a very hard way to try to introduce or make more strong the consciousness about the things that we have. Hearts and Hands, and because this is the title, emerged in a framework of UNITA that is and intends to integrate different research fields and several professionals from higher education with elementary school students to inform consciousness about responsible fashion consumption and valuing intergenerational learning. The main goal of the project is to harness in a rational and emotional way about people's relationship with their object, because we are talking here about intention living, like a good preparation for challenge and responsibility. Okay. UNITA, just to understand this context, it's an alliance of 6 universities in 5 different locations in near Borden Mountains. And we accept this a challenge to respond. And this project, we intend to, now it's in a pilot way, and we tend that can be applied in the other university and context. The project is structured by 2 main objectives: transmitting knowledge and introspecting values. Since the socialization of children within the cultural forms of consumption activity begins in the early years, it is essential to work to develop sustainable thinking in this early stage, aiming for a new generation of informed fashion consumers. Based on that, the Heart and Hands project aims to introduce this concept of sustainability and circular economy to children between 7 to 11 years old, to reflect on what they wear, who made their clothes, and how it is made. Also, the authors intend to teach children new ways to reuse and upcycle their clothing, extending the life cycle and promote consciousness about the fast fashion industry. Through a participatory methodology, the main objects are unfolded into theoretical and practical objectives that involve elementary students and teachers, professors from higher education and their undergraduate students, and not at this moment, but could be really, really interesting, also combine seniors people or all the kind of group in this situation, because this approach in the intergenerational and mix people with different ages and also experience of the way that the world stay and life. It's very rich in a way to take knowledge and experience and emotional experience and understand things from another point of view. In addition, the science, technology, engineering, the arts and mathematics educational methodology is used during the steps of this project, introducing contexts of several research fields. The program of the activities was planned in an integrated and sexual way, and you plan all. After we try to contact people, and we receive teachers that was interested in the project, because you plan all and share and try to get people to stay with us. And we had three schools from different parts of the Covilhã municipality, the town, the city. Someone very far from, and we made a meeting and discovered that it's really nice change some things, and one of them was integrate the parents in the process, because we have some restrictions to make some activities, also go to the schools and all this, and we reprogram the first plan with this interaction of people, of teachers that was there with the students and have much more knowledge than us of the way that could work better.
So after we prepared the activities, we start talking with the professors from elementary school, and through these interventions, we have adjusted our project plan, and the main changes was to simplify the activities and give instructions and tools for the kids work alone at home. And you decide not introduce theoretical concepts before the kids come into the university for verify the thinking transformation about the generated by the project. So we test the students before they know theoretical concepts about sustainability and circular economy, just to see if have some changes on their thinking before and after the project. So the first step of our project program was develop some mood boards and let the kids do semantic transposition of the imaginary using semantic panels with images and things that they could harvest from the environment. So using the keywords nature, pollution, fashion, affection, and care, the elementary students did this collage that you can see here and here, one collage for each from each schools, and here have in mind that you are talking about very small villages in the cross-border and rural center. So the class have only 4 or 7 or 11 kids, so it's a very, very reduced group. So each schools did this kind of collage to posteriorly present to the fashion designer students. And further, each kid did your own approach, drawing through the plastic expression, how they can feel about these 5 words: nature, pollution, fashion, care, and faction. And at the same time, our fashion students are developing their mood boards made in group. We have 5 groups, 1 group for each keyword, and they develop the same mood board, but with their perspective and not on the perspective of the kids. And this is why is made to arrange a meeting, and in this meeting the elementary schools coming to the university to present their mood boards to the fashion students, and our students present their mood boards from the kids. This meeting was organized during the UNITA research night. It is more or less the same objective of the European Research Nights, that is an immersive experience that involves research from 5 countries to dialogue with citizens about science and the most relevant social challenge to the present and to the future.
We had around 30 students from the elementary school, and the first group stay with us in these organized chairs, and the second one we try to put in a circle because it was really interesting that the kids was a little bit introverted, yeah, sure, but our students was nervous to present to them. And with this other situation, we put also the undergraduate students more frontally from with kids. Okay. One find was that university students, except for 2 groups, pollution and fashion, brought to discussion the same content carried by the children, only with the difference that they worked much more with manual elements, drawing, colors, etc., and the others, our students, were limited to the digital. Nevertheless, the children who were there demonstrate a very genuine familiarity with sustainability issue, mainly about the importance of nature and the intimate relationship they have, as well as the emotional and intimate relationship with the word affection, or the fun and individualization related to the word fashion. At this moment, you can...
Yes, at this moment, our undergraduate students, after receive the mood boards and the drawing, they are developing in a curricular unit called Laboratory of Creative Textile. They are working with the drawings that are inspirational elements to create new surface designs. In this way, they already have created several patterns for manual printing, and then during this semester they will do some embroidery patterns and texture to be cutted by laser cut machine and made by 3D printing, and then at the finish they will create a new materials developed by several techniques like knits, wool, or something like that, to create new materials based on the drawings of the kids. So they are using this like a inspirational element to show to the kids how the work could be inspirational to the work with the undergraduate students.
And now for the second step, all kids receive the guidebook to make their own explorations. And after the first contact, we decide also give for the university students the same guidebook to make not so much the explorations, because they do this in curricular units, but much more the self-analyze. And we developed this guidebook also with one more researcher, that was Miriam Hayes, that work a lot with graphic and communication design and for children. And one activity of we present in the guidebook is to review their closet, the quantities and needs of their clothes, and also the family clothes, and check what clothes they really like and be comfortable and beautiful, and what is strange, and how much clothes they exactly use. This week I present this guidebook for, they received this week, and I also present this guidebook for my students, and start to laugh a lot, because come on, make how much things I have could be very, you take very long time, was the first reaction of them. And I say, okay, you can send me this on January. In this guidebook, we organize information for students with parents could really understand and check how can care the clothes, or who made my clothes, and what the fabrics and material they are made.
Mm-hmm. And after understand how the clothes are made, the students need to prepare one piece of clothes to be upcycled. And in a first step, they will learn about the contents to steam. So they will do the fiber identification through the burning test to check if the clothing was made with synthetic or organic material. And then they will start the upcycling process, doing color and finish. One hand, with the clothing are identified by a natural fiber, they will perform natural dyeing with the recipe that you give the information. And for another hand, with the clothing are identified by a synthetic fiber, the kids will perform the depigmentation using like bleach, to also explaining contents about the chemical pollution resulting from the fashion industry. And with these pieces, the kids will bring these pieces now on November 30 to our fashion students, and we will work together during this day to do upcycling and create new clothing or new fashion products based on this clothing that the kids already have dyed or made some plastic interaction.
And in the university, you are working with two different groups of students, the second and third year of the graduation. And with all these results, the mood boards, the draws, the design surface fabrics, and the clothes that they make a new life for reinterpretation. You make an exhibition. We'll hold for a moment of contemplation, celebration, and dissemination of the results involving the students, teachers, parents, and the local community, because at this moment you are also with the design city,
yes.
creativity city, and it's important that all the work and process could see for every people that stay with the children and our students. Okay.
So to finalize, the elementary teachers will dialogue about theoretical concepts about sustainability and circular economy, looking for the effects of the fast fashion industry. And for another hand, as a university professor, you'll be more attentive to students' learning and consolidate conceptions, mainly on intentional living, to challenge and choices of personal events about sustainability in fashion. So we conclude that after this implementation phase was possible to verify the importance of a very simple activities for the kids. And regarding the geographical origin of the schools, rural ones, was possible to recognize the difference between the groups and how they feel about their objects. And also was we are able to see the superiority of our undergraduate students to the youngers. But in terms of practical results, only 2 groups of the university students have a different approach to the kids. And in this way, we are expecting more profound review about our students and the hypothesis raised about how adults are already regimented by some concepts, include the consumption. So at the same time, the kids, the consumption is more softer, included because they are not have directed access to purchase power.
During the concept of the project, the authors intend to reach the children and create an interface with other generations. However, by their first contact with university students, it was not that the action could be almost the opposite. Reaching young people without them realize that they would become much more reactive than figurative perspective in reviewing values and attitudes of consumption. The authors choose to distribute the guidebook to all students, the elementary and university ones. This decision will allow a more significant impact of the project's objectives on university students and also provides more data and information relevant to analytical research into accumulation and personal relationship with fashion through the images, data, and information provided, such as photos of convenience.
And for the future work, now we will finalize this activity and we will analyze the data, and then from the next year, we will replicate this project in each UNITAS country, that is Spain, France, Italy, and Romania. So thanks for your attention.